Today's September 28th. The Pirates season is officially over. The 2025 MLB regular season has come to a close. Packed show, year-end review. Get behind me, 2025. It's the Bridge to Buctober podcast. Jens, guys, thank you for listening to the Bridge to Buctober podcast, where we talk all about them Pittsburgh Pirates and that. My name is Josh. I am joined, as always, by my brother Jake. What's up, Jake?
What's going on, man?
That's it, man. It's over.
Yeah. It's bittersweet.
Bittersweet.
Like you said, 2025, getting it back.
That's right. Martin here's in the chat. First chat here. Let's get that chat going tonight because we're going to need to. Martin says he's sad the season is over, even though it was a bad one.
I'm bummed out. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
OG's got us with the bum dot. That it probably requires two of them.
I'm bummed out. Yeah. Yeah.
It's over.
Sums it up.
Yeah, it sums it up. We're gonna do a lot of stuff here tonight. Packed show. We're gonna do an end of season review. We're gonna do. We're gonna look back at our predictions and all that stuff because it's always fun. And I mean, that's pretty much it. We got a lot of awards today. If you can give out awards, if that's like a reasonable thing to say we're doing.
You participated. Sorta.
Yeah, that's basically it. Well, no, and there are some things. And you know what? We're going to try, right? We're going to try to put the lens on. We're going to try to understand what we have to look forward to, what we have, all that stuff. So it is bittersweet, and it's fine to stop counting losses, right? We don't have to keep doing that. But we're gonna do the year-end review stuff and get it out of the way, and then get this year behind us. We good?
We good.
All right.
Almost Cheryl here, though, real quick.
Yeah.
At least the Mets are out.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about that first. And then we'll get this postseason stuff because we've been following it. We're going to continue to follow it. This is a baseball pod. We're going to talk a little bit of baseball. The Mets literally got shut out. Like, all they had to do was wake up and play against the Marlins, and they just couldn't. They just meted their way out of the postseason. Here's the thing. Had the Reds won, then it wouldn't have mattered. And you would have said, well, the Reds would have had it anyway. But the Reds even lost today, opening a window for the Mets. And they couldn't even win.
Couldn't even score a run.
So their season's over too. And $400 million payroll.
And they ain't in October.
So Martin said he was watching the game too and thought that the Mets fans were going to start yelling, sell the team. All right, let's talk about it. The East was won today. The AL East was won today by the Blue Jays. They will have the number 1 seed in the American League. They won their game. I believe the Yankees won their game too, but it didn't matter because Toronto had it. Cleveland lost their game. They lost the game that they played today, opening a window for the Detroit Tigers, and they could not win. The Tigers officially now have blown a 15-game lead in the division. It's never been done before. And the Tigers were able to do that today. Completing the full, if you want to know what the narrative is here, is it Cleveland did win? No, they did. No, they didn't.
I thought they did.
Are you serious? Hold on.
10th inning walk-off.
After Rowdy hit the 3-run homer, they came back and won that game? And they didn't even have to. If I was Cleveland, I'd be like, we just want to celebrate. Let's get this thing over with.
Yeah, but you want to go in hot.
They were ready to celebrate for 2 innings. I thought that's why they gave up the home run. Well, they went in hot then. I did not know that they won. That is fantastic. Oh, with a homer? I'm going to have to go back and watch it. Anyway, well then that kind of kills what I was going to say about I mean, I still think the narrative is that Detroit blew it.
Yeah.
Cuz Cleveland, all the things that they've done, right? It still would have been great just to get into the postseason with that wild card spot over the Astros.
Yeah.
But instead, they even were gifted the division on top of that because the Tigers were so bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cleveland wins and I guess wins the game and the division. Good job for that. Seattle wins the West, which is great. And then in the National League, it was Philly. I think that's no surprise. They had it forever. Milwaukee, which we're going to talk a lot about and briefly as we go through this. And they are the number 1 seed too. And the Dodgers, the most unsurprising division winners in baseball. The wild cards in the AL, the Yankees are the first wild card. Boston is the second. And Detroit is somehow just backpedaling or falling into the postseason. And they have to play the Guardians first, who just won 5 of 6 this month off of them or against them. In the National League, it's your Cubs, it's the San Diego Padres, and it's your Cincinnati Reds. 3 teams from the NL Central make the postseason.
Yep.
And we have to play those guys all the time. Might have a little bit of a window into what happened this year. Maybe. Just a little bit, though. So let's talk about our predictions and move through here. And if you're in the chat and we're in the chat back in March, I've got some of your guys' predictions thrown into here too. So that's going to be fun. OG says ESPN got their dream wild card series with the Yanks and Red Sox. Wait, what? Wait, because they're playing in the first round. Is that on ESPN? Oh, that's great. Dodgers wild card series in LA. Wow. That's it, man. Way to go. All right. So let's talk about it, Jake. You and I, actually, we had some different things. Fangraphs picked New York to win and Toronto in 4th. We're AL East right now.
Yeah.
I picked New York to win and Toronto in 4th. Matter of fact, everything except I put Baltimore above Boston for them. And then you picked Boston to win it. And then Baltimore, you had New York in 3rd and Toronto in 4th. So we all got all those wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave White and Bucko Mike picked Baltimore in the chat. And Miles, I know Miles is out there. He picked Boston. Hey, you got a postseason team, Jake. I mean, we all did, right? With the Yankees and Boston, except for Baltimore. And we both had Baltimore in 2nd place. So
big disappointment there in Baltimore.
Yeah, big disappointment. The AL Central, Fangraphs picked Minnesota to win, and they had Cleveland in 4th place. Way to go, Fangraphs. Messed that one up pretty bad. You and I both had Detroit and Cleveland 1 and 2. So we were close. And all Detroit had to do was win a game against Cleveland this month, and they'd have done it. So I believe I was posting under a fake name in March. Martin, what was it? Because I might have still wrote it down if it was there, but I don't know. Okay, OG says ESPN has all the wild card series. All right. Where are we at? Yeah, Bucko Mike and Dave White both said KC to win it. And Doug Smith said Cleveland. Good job for you, man. Jim. I see you. All right. The West we all had, yep, you're good. The West we all had Texas and then Seattle. Me, you, and Fangraphs. So that's that. In the wild card.
I really butchered it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, putting athletics up there.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. I mean, Texas butchered it. Fangraphs got Boston right for the wild card, but they had Seattle and Houston in. Seattle obviously won. Dave White was Martin. What in the world? Okay. So everywhere I say Dave White. Okay, so either Martin or Dave is fake. I did get Boston, but I had Baltimore and Cleveland. So Cleveland's in the postseason, but a division winner. And you had Baltimore, Seattle, and the Yankees. So you got Yankees and then Seattle, obviously. All right, so whatever. NL East, everybody had Atlanta except for me. I had Philly. I was right. You were wrong. Everybody was wrong about Atlanta.
Yeah.
NL Central, Chicago Cubs, clean sweep. Me, you, Fangraphs, all said Chicago Cubs. Milwaukee second for Fangraphs and myself. You had Milwaukee in fourth. I love this. The Cubs, I said 86 to 88 wins will win the division. Both Milwaukee's the best team in baseball. And the Cubs would win most other divisions. So, and Martin, you said the Brewers will collapse this year. I agree with Jake. Bucko Mike, Brewers figuring it out means they get 88 wins. They figured it out for 96. I love these things because we all know that. I mean, like, dude, Fangraphs is really bad. And then Miles said Reds, which they made the postseason. NL West, we all had the Dodgers. That's unsurprising. And the only wild card that was picked was San Diego by you. Now, granted, you had Philly, who won their division. And I had, like, literally all three teams for my wild card did not make the postseason. Because I had the Mets and Arizona in there along with Atlanta.
Yeah.
Atlanta or Baltimore, who's the bigger disappointment in this season? Because everybody thought those two teams were going to be in the mix.
That's a tough call. I think it's the Young Bucks in Baltimore, just because everybody just thought they were just going to be a powerhouse, and everybody was just expecting Atlanta to do what Atlanta does.
Yeah, I think for me, I would go Baltimore as well. But hold on a second. Oh, man. It actually got close at the end. They were only one win different. Baltimore lost one game more. So, yeah, I don't know. Pretty close race there. Just for the memes, me and you got 3 right. Out of 12 possible rights, me and you got 3. Fangraphs only got 2. That's why they play the games, Jake. That's why they play the games. Let's talk about the Pirates. That's what we're all here for. OG, by the way, says Baltimore's the bigger letdown. Atlanta just got injured all over the roster. So that's fair.
It's fair.
All right. So let's talk. Okay, so first thing I want to say here, well, I guess I'll follow my notes here just to not confuse you here. Pirates used 57 total players this year. 9 of those made their MLB debuts. We will clap for these guys. Thomas Harrington, Sung Chae Cheng, Matt Gorski, Braxton Ashcraft, Cam Sanders, Bubba Chandler, Cam Devaney, Rafael Flores, and Hunter Barco. Yins are all major leaguers, and no one can take it away. My favorite thing, man. I love it. All right, listen, guys, we're going to go through a bunch of stuff. We're going to talk about all the different things that we predicted last year, our hot and cold takes, because they're going to be hilarious. Specifically hot takes, I'm sure they're going to be funny. And then also we're going to go through all of our awards and stuff. When we go through and do those types of things, you guys are probably going to want to say things in the chat. So I'm just going to say, if we're talking about team MVP, just put MVP dash and then your comment. That way we know what you're talking about, because there's always a delay. And so we want to just make sure that we get it attached to the right things. And you know how I am with context clues. Sometimes I am bad. All right, so let's level set here, Jake. This is a baseball pod, not your mom's soap opera. So other than snarky remarks and half-hearted jokes, we won't be getting into the preseason and early season sell the team stuff, the Surfside ad replacing the Three Rivers Stadium Clemente logo, the Bucko bricks, or even the stadium worker fighting a fan. We won't even bring them up. We talk baseball here. Jim, I see you out there in the chat right now. I won't share that. That's up to Jake. I won't do it. Pirates record 71-91. Our predictions, Fangraphs had 78 wins in fourth place. I had 81-81. I'm right in the middle of what we actually did. And I said during the conversation, my top end was 84. My bottom was 76. Well, they beat my bottom. That sounded bad. All right. Jake said 83-79, but we all know that Jake is that Jake's our like uber optimistic one, I think. I think as far as that goes, not about everything, but as far as that goes, you're always looking to start off good. So yeah, that either, Cheryl. But I didn't feel like that was putting something that was not the Pirates' fault. That's why I didn't include that. Oh, shoot.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah.
All right. We got a couple here. Miles said 76 wins. Bucko Mike said 82. Douglas Smith said 85. Pirate Queen said 84. Scrivener 78. Seth Johnson 84. Sherrod 81. Pitt City 79. OG 76. Is that the closest one so far? And Miles 76. And then I think maybe is Doug, are you on here today? Douglas Smith, is he in the chat? I don't know if he is, because I'm going to call him out here and I'm going to say that we may need to blame him for this comment. His comment in the chat in March was, so many things went wrong last year. I just can't imagine 76 happening again. Yikes. Yikes.
Didn't
Listen,
age well.
No. And this is how it goes. This is what predictions do. Let's review the hot and cold takes from us in March. We're going to start with the cold takes. It's going to be eye-opening, I think, right here, because it's going to set the tone for a lot. Oh, okay. So OG says he revised 72 on his show and still overshot. Oh, but by one. That's really good. If you say
fair.
that, like, that's good. Yeah. So, all right. Miles said, didn't Doug say Douglas Smith said 85. All right. Cold takes, Jake. We both said Cruz would get to 30-30. These are cold takes. These are things that we thought like were possible. Yeah. Jim, you did say that we were going to win the World Series. But I think that's your thing too, though, Jim. Just like Jake, you like to be optimistic out of the gate. I like it. I'm here for it. There's no reason to not do it when you're a fan. All right. Yeah, I actually said in the dialogue while we were talking, I went back and listened to all these. And I said 30 steals is actually more likely than 30 home runs. So I still didn't get it, but it does. He finished with 20 and 38, by the way. So my first one was Skeen's 200 Ks. He got 216, franchise record. So we got that for a right-handed pitcher. Franchise record for a right-handed pitcher. So 216. You said Skeens will win the Cy Young, and you put that under cold takes. And here's the thing, though. You said he's the odds-on favorite to win, so I don't think it's a hot take.
Yeah.
So here it is. I mean, Jake, you got it right. He's going to win. He's going to win unanimously. Unless somebody's drunk when they fill it out. Watch this. I hate Pittsburgh. Shota Imanaga. All right. Jake, you said IKF will be dealt by the deadline. And you said IKF plays his way off and Nick York plays his way into it. Gonzalez will take over and finish the season at short. It was like a window of the little Nick York, Nick Gonzalez up the middle.
Yeah.
In these last couple weeks.
To be fair, I did say IKF plays his way off in a good way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like he's going to be playing well, get traded for something in return, and then Nick York would also be balling out in AAA and be called up.
Well, he was placed
That's
on
kind
waivers
of-
and selected
yeah.
by the Blue Jays on August 31st.
Go get him in
I
the
said
postseason,
that
buddy.
only 2 players will get to 20 homers this year. I said I think 2 players will, but I said only Reynolds and Cruz. But then the cold take, though, was 20 homers from the catcher position combined. So not another player, but that we would get 20 homers. So let's see how that went out, Jake. We got 1 player, Cruz, that hit exactly 20 and no more. And the catchers combined for 11 home runs.
Wop, 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 wop.
Do I have...
That's my soundboard.
Yeah, it's a good soundboard. I thought I had the
Thanks.
sound that said, "You are one pathetic loser." Davis hit 7, Bart hit 4, Endy hit 0, Flores hit 0, Sullivan hit 0. So let's go into the hot takes. These were the not likely to happen. And we intentionally this March, we said we wanted to reach, and they wanted to be things that we did not think were, you know what I mean? We wanted to make them super hot. Well, we did. My first one was Joey Bart hits 23 homers. He hit 4. He hit 4.
Uh,
Another little piece of history.
So, you know. Oh, these are good. Jake, you said that Skeens would have 250 strikeouts. He had 216. So that's like we actually tried to do the math while we were doing it. And we were like, well, if he pitches over 200 innings, he has a shot. He pitched a little differently this year, too.
yeah, he did.
So I don't think he was approaching that without, 210 innings, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't do the math. All right, here's a good one, Jake. Here's a good one. I want to keep an eye on the chat here. Cheryl said that Cruz would have had more steals if he could have just got on base. Definitely true. He did reach the 30, though. He just didn't hold our end of the deal there.
The homers.
Although maybe more on that. But my second hot take is that Harrington, remember him? Harrington has a better year than Keller and gets Rookie of the Year votes. And then I said, I don't think so, but the potential's there. Not even close. Jake said that this is the year that Brian Reynolds finally gets to 30 home runs. So he
Not
had
even
16. He had 16, which is one more than half of that. And that's the least he's had since his rookie season when he hit 16, if you don't count 2020. And here's my super hot take, is what I called it. The super hot take. Every player's replacement will have an OPS plus, better than in 2024. Now, these stats, I don't believe, unless something happened after we hit record. Baseball Reference usually doesn't update till the morning. They could update today. They did not. 11:40 a.m. So these are going into today. I don't think much has changed anyway. Reynolds hit a double, so maybe he has a 99 instead of a 98. But either way, he's way off of what this needs to be. So for Joey Bart, I said it would be Bart and that he would have a better OPS plus than Yaz had back in 24 last year, right? He had a 95. Bart had a 96. 1 for 1. Let's go. Even though Davis got the majority of the playing time, I actually said that Bart would be the one. At first base, Rowdy had a 91 OPS plus. Horwitz had a 119. 2 for 2. At second base, it's the same guy. Gonzalez had a 96 last year. He had an 85 this year. 2 for 3.
No, you're still 2 for 2.
Why is that?
You said every player's replacement.
Okay, well that's what. Yeah, but what I said was if it's the same player, then he would get better.
Okay.
Than last year. I said he would improve too.
So basically, each position would increase,
except for shortstop and center field because Cruz made the switch to center.
Okay.
So that's the only caveat to that. Everything else is the positions replacement. You know what I mean? Okay, so Ke'Bryan Hayes had a 61 last year, and he technically had a 59 this year. It's just below that, but I'm going to give myself a half a point because Triolo had 87. So still an improvement, but Hayes played the majority of the games. Shortstop, it says shortstop, right? Because it's in the notes. It says shortstop because it was Cruz before.
No, I'm saying Triolo or shortstop.
No, definitely not our shortstop. Anyway, Cruz had a 113 OPS plus last year and failed to an 87 this year. 13% below league average. Reynolds had a 119 last year. A 98. Now, that, like I said, it could be a 99 after the double, but I don't even know if it moves. Center field was Michael A. Taylor, and he had a 52. So IKF is that switch off. IKF had a 76. So I get that one. Olivares in right field had a 74. This is also a new one because Reynolds did the position change from left to right. So this one goes to Pham, who had a 94 somehow.
Yeah.
And DH, which I actually thought was going to be the hardest one, Kutch dropped 10 points. He went from a 105 to a 95. So I got 4.5 out of 9, which means this was a really bad season again. Jake, your next one was David Bednar, 40 saves. How'd you do on that?
Oh, great. But just because of the counting number, it's 17 with the Pirates and 9 with the Yankees for a combined 26. But the dude threw to a 2.34 ERA. So I'll give myself half credit for that.
Half credit still?
If that's allowed. Yeah. He got more than halfway there and at a 2.34 ERA. Didn't have as many opportunities.
Well, that's it. But that's what makes it a hot take.
Yeah.
Because to get up to 40 saves, we'd have to be winning some games.
Exactly.
All right, so here's a couple things from the chat from March. Bucko Mike says Bart hits 285 with 21 homers and 86 RBIs.
I mean, it seems realistic, but no.
Yeah, Miles says Bednar 17 and Santana 16. Didn't see that coming. Well, that's because they traded him.
Yeah.
All right. Mike J said, for the first time since 1999, we're going to have 3 pitchers win 11 plus games. Yeah, we had 0. I have $0. Ron Heichel one-ups our Cruz 30-30 and hits us with a Cruz 40-40. These are hot takes, guys. Miles, you said Bart was going to have 28 to 32 home runs. So, I mean, but that's it. Like, I mean, we were optimistic. He was hitting really good in spring, and this was that, into that. So,
yeah.
Seth Johnson said Bednar leads the league in saves. Also, If Horwitzer come back soon enough, he thinks he hits 20 homers. He did not come back soon enough to get to 20. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Don't know what that would have had to have been, but he did not. All right. Now let's do our awards. Actually, let's check the chat real quick. You think so? OG says there will absolutely be some dinosaur contrarian in the BBWAA that does not vote for Skeens because of his win-loss record. It's a good argument. I just don't know. Miles says, I think you're right in that. Had a heated debate with my buddies last week on that. I think it's unanimous. I think from everything that I hear out there, the fact that nobody's really even close, I think that's what plays in his favor here.
Yeah.
We got to stop looking at the win-loss record. It doesn't mean anything. So,
Fair.
Also, Miles asks, Jake, do you want to carry that Reynolds take over to next year? The 30 homer?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You heard
I
it
think
here.
it's good to go.
You heard it here. I could see it. I agree with you guys. Just from what I'm hearing, I'm not sure. But there could be somebody out there. He's going to win it, though, right? We think he's going to win it still, right? We just think there's might be like some guy that doesn't. Okay. All right. This is when the chat, you guys got to chime in here because this is not just checking and looking at facts, but there actually is some, hot take. Win-loss record has been downplayed so much, it's actually an underrated stat now. I don't really have anything to play that would be really funny. Oh,
That doesn't mean what he thinks it means.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I need more sounds. I do. I need more sounds so that I can get something for everything. Miles, on that note, your take on the win-loss revision was awesome. So I did talk about this one day this week, and I have thought about that a lot more, Miles, a lot more. I've developed a criteria and an equation, and we need to get this in the hands of somebody that matters. I'm one thing short of being able to build it for everybody right now. So if anybody knows Sean Foreman at Baseball Reference, hit me up because we need to get this in his hands. And I don't want to talk about it right now. This is going out on the internet.
Right.
I'm going to hold it a little close here. We'll get into it. We'll get into it soon. Jim, I love it. We'll put the clarifying up there. He said Skeens sadly lacks the will to win, which he's being sarcastic.
Obviously.
So, all right. OG, we need a new criteria for the pitching triple crown. Then, you know what? I've been thinking about that a little bit too, because even the triple crown and for hitters is home runs, RBIs, and batting average. And like, I feel like maybe we should be looking at something different there too.
No, not for the Triple Crown.
You call it something else, but then it'll just be more important than the Triple Crown.
No.
What do you mean no? How can it not be?
Because winning the Triple Crown is overall hitting the baseball and doing well hitting the baseball.
RBIs have
Not
nothing
getting
to
on
do.
base.
It just has
Yes,
to
it
do with
does.
whether there's people in
That's
front on base.
situational. That's fair, but it's still part of it.
If nobody's on base, you can't get RBIs.
Yeah, but if somebody's on base, you're going to drive them in.
I believe that.
That's-
I
yeah.
believe that I will. That's who I am. That's what I'm all about. I'm the real deal. I'm just kidding. All right, Gold Glove. Let's go. Gold Glove. And here's the thing. I don't actually think we should change the Triple Crown. When something's been around for a long time, I think keep it. But I do think that you could give something else another name. And you could say, like, who led in...
They do. It's called the Silver Slugger.
No, that's just who's the best hitter for that position. I'm just saying you could come up with some other things and give other like accolades out. There's nothing saying we can't create more accolades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Muddy the waters more.
It's not muddying anything. It's just adding things.
Yeah.
Look at the grumpy face.
Just making sure everybody gets a trophy.
Oh, no, I'm just making sure that people get trophies for things they actually do well. And actually things that matter, like not pitcher individual wins. Wins, I think, just for the record, though, I do think pitcher wins are good. I just think pitchers' losses suck. That stat is stupid. Anyway, let's move on. We've got a lot here. Gold Glove. So right now in the chat, put your 2025 Pirates Gold Glove, and then we're going to talk through them. Our predictions, we both said Hayes. Bucko Mike said Triolo. But we want to know who your guys' is right now. Jake, you want to go with yours first?
I got to give mine to the guy that's one of the most important people defensively on the field, and that's Henry Davis. Calling games, he was incredible behind the plate this year.
Yeah. So just for the record, I'll go through my little spiel here, because I was basically thinking, like, can it be Hayes again? Yeah, I mean, can it be Hayes? Because when he was on this team, he was the best, and even after he left, nobody even got to where he was while he was here. And no one had 152 games played on their bingo card for Ke'Bryan Hayes. An absolutely crazy statistic of games played. I just didn't think that was possible. And because of that, I think that Hayes will win another Gold Glove at third base this year. 19 defensive runs saved, 21 outs above average, while playing most games and most innings. He still only had 5 errors. Most games, most innings at third base in the National League. Like that, those are things he led the league in.
Yeah.
And only had 5 errors. The next highest third base in the National League with outs above average. Remember, I told you he had 21. The next highest third baseman in the National League is 5.
Jeez.
The next highest
platinum glove this year.
The next highest defensive run saved is Matt Shaw with 12. And he had 19. And Matt Shaw has 0 outs above average. For the old schoolers, he also has the highest fielding percentage of qualifying third baseman. So for the sake of picking a current Pirate, though, I also went Henry Davis. So Henry Davis gets mine as well. He's tied for the lowest passed balls in the NL with only 2. He had 8 defensive run saves. That's third in the NL. He's top in the NL in stolen base runs saved with 4. He's done a great job handling the staff, and has most of all a 2.87 catcher ERA. I just think third in the NL total zone runs as catcher, second in fielding percentage. It's crazy. He had a great season behind the plate. He changed the way that we think about him as an offensive first catcher who can't hit. Is now a guy who you want to be your starter because of how he handles the staff and what he does behind the plate. So I think that's it.
I still think there's a lot of growth there for the hit tool to come in. You know,
yeah.
I think it'll develop.
Certainly not giving up on him yet.
Yeah.
But probably the only reason you're not giving up on him yet is because he can handle himself behind the plate.
Exactly.
Martin says Triolo. Miles, really hot take. Don't hate me, fam. Fam's metrics are not what they once were. He basically stinks. OG, that's a really good call, Jake. Cheryl says Spencer. That's actually good too. He was definitely
he played really well.
Yeah, he was definitely there. OG, Davis is your standout defender. Martin says Davis might actually win a Gold Glove one day. Okay, I'm changing from Triolo to Davis. I like the way Martin goes through that. So you're saying next year Henry just needs to hit? Yes. 100%. But we can probably say that about every guy on the team. They all just need to hit. So
give me a little clap real quick, because the chat followed directions.
Yeah.
So Gold Glove dash. I love it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. So Canyon. We'll get to Ben Sherrington. Remember to bring that back up, Jake, later, because we're going to get to Ben Sherrington. Silver Slugger is the next thing. You can just do SS dash if you want. But let's get your silver sluggers out there. Here's the good one. I bet you can't guess what two we said. Reynolds for Jake and Cruz for me. Jim Rosati, get out of here with the Gold Glove. Tommy Pham, his metrics are not good. He's not good.
He stinks.
The World Series can't end soon enough so that he's no longer on our team.
Yeah.
In the chat, Pirate Queen said Cruz or Bart. So just want to throw that out there. And Jim's going to say this for every one of
Everything.
them.
Everything.
Every one of them. So 2025 Silver Slugger Awards for the Pirates. I'm going to go Spencer Horwitz. That's, for me, that he's the best hitter on the team right now.
Yeah. Spencer Howitzer.
Yep. All right. It's Spencer across the board. What do you guys got? Nothing. We just got a Tommy Pham, which is hilarious. Under league average hitter. So that's the thing. Spencer Horwitz had a 119 OPS plus. For me, I OPS plus is my favorite when I'm just looking at like how good of a player he is in general. I know it's not perfect. I know it doesn't count for guys who maybe don't hit for some sort of power, but he's the only one over, like, as far as just saying, are you a league average hitter or not? He's the only one over 100 on the team, other than Rafael Flores, who played in 7 games. And he might not even be anymore. So, what in the world? Okay. Nick Solak never got a shot. I got it. He probably would have won too. He didn't get a shot. A lot like Drew Maggi a couple of years ago. Cheryl's also on Spencer Horwitz for Silver Slugger. Yeah, 119 OPS plus, 273, 354 on base. That led the team. Did he lead the team in everything? Well, I guess Joey Bart had a 357 on base, so that's not true. But yeah, he surged a lot lately too, or late, which really lets me, kind of gives me the feeling that you can expect some more of this moving forward. It felt like as he got more heavy or more healthy.
Yeah, one of the cleanest bat flips on the team.
Okay, yeah.
Smooth. Love it. I hope he doesn't change it because it's so good.
You're right, Jim. I mean, you're dead. You're dead on. That's good stuff. Solak was actually good. All right. Let's move on to comeback player of the year. Last year, or Jake, not last year, you said it would be Endy. I said it would be Jack Sawinski. We're in great company here because Douglas Smith said Jack. Katie said Bednar. And Pirate Queen said Jack. And, well, actually Bednar. That one works. That one plays.
Yeah.
But no. Who you got?
So, for the sake of that, I wanted to say Bednar.
Right.
But because of the trade, I gotta lean towards Oviedo.
So this is sort of this is like my Hayes for you know what I mean? You would go Bednar, but we don't have Bednar anymore. But yeah, you're right. I mean, Bednar, it depends on where you're at and where you want to vote for, but yeah, probably Bednar is the right answer. I also went Johan Oviedo, not playing at all. It wasn't just bouncing back from poor performance, but bouncing back from not even playing. So, yeah, I think it's a clean sweep for Oviedo. Looks like Cheryl's got Oviedo. OG's got Oviedo. There's not a whole lot of options here.
Right.
I mean, it's Bednar from poor performance. It's Oviedo. And then anybody else who was bad last year could have bounced back. And you could, and we could have gone to that. But yeah, I think that's it. Rookie of the year. And this one, a little bit different. We actually both picked Harrington.
Yeah.
I was surprised that maybe I talked you into that. Yeah. I don't know. I did mention it could be Bubba if he got called up early enough. He did not. He did not. So hold on. Let's see here. Bednar is up there, but disqualified for being gone. Jim. Comeback player Tommy Pham. Rookie of the year, Tommy Pham. Pirates rookie. All right, rookie of the year. Yeah, we both said that. So here's a couple more. Harrington from Douglas Smith, from Bucko Mike, from Martin, and then Seth Johnson and Sherrod both said Bubba. The candidates this year for rookie of the year, I think are, I think I have the whole list. Isaac Mattson, Braxton Ashcraft, Chase Sugart, Mike Burrows, Bubba Chandler, Cam Sanders, Thomas Harrington, Evan Sisk, Nick York, Rafael Flores, Matt Gorski, Ronnie Simon, Cam Devaney. A bunch of those guys will carry rookie status into next year. With that said, I can go first here. I see it already flashing in the chat. My rookie of the year is Ashcraft. Braxton Ashcraft was absolute nails. Very good. ERA finished at
like 217,
271.
271. Yeah.
271 ERA. There's actually most of this was pitching, right? But I really thought of Isaac Mattson too.
Yeah, Mattson was solid. I honestly, like, I was bouncing back and forth between Ashcraft and Burrows.
Mm-hmm.
Their numbers were so similar. ERA was a little more inflated from Burrows, but also Burrows pitched quite a bit more innings.
Mm-hmm.
The home run rate and the ERA is what eventually tipped me to Ashcraft. But if you look at a lot of their numbers on Fangraphs, like, they're not far apart. And I love Burrows' changeup. So
yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Like, not only are you a Pirates fan and you like all these players, but like we're looking at pitchers with legit changeups like already before they get here. So that's pretty crazy. OG does say Matt's an honorable mention. Yeah, and like you said, I like Burrows too. I mean, there's a lot. Bubba will carry rookie status into next year, so he'll still be able to be the rookie of the year next year. But obviously, there's something there too. But yeah, I think there will be more on Ashcraft, at least from me. So we'll keep moving. Cy Young, Pirates Cy Young predictions is the same prediction for the regular Cy Young. It's Skeens. Yeah. Any tricks there? We don't have to do this one, do we?
No.
It's Paul Skeens. Okay. Yeah. MVP predictions. You said Reynolds and Skeens co-MVP this year. And I said Skeens. Pirate Queen said Cruz, and Bucko Mike said Skeens and Bart. Remember, he was really high on Bart.
Yeah.
Mine's Paul Skeens.
Paul Skeens.
Okay. We got MVP and Cy Young out of the way. Guys, this one was easy.
Yeah.
So now let's go do some fun stuff. And really, guys, same thing here. Keep them coming in the chat. Keep all this stuff going here. But we're going to put a couple more things out here. Let's go ahead and start with most pleasant surprise for this year. Most pleasant surprise. Last year we picked Joey Bart and Dennis Santana for this one. For most pleasant surprise. I think that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty accurate one. So who do you guys got for most pleasant surprise? What do you have, Jake?
I have, Spencer Horwitz for one. Just the way he came back from that injury. I'm going to say it was a pleasant surprise because we weren't sure what we were getting. And then when he started off, it was like, this is what we got. And then it was like, oh, wait, this is what we got. Oh, wait, this is what we got.
Yeah.
So it was like, it kept surprising me as he went through the season. My honorable mention is Isaac Mattson because I loved some of his moments. I loved his intensity. I really liked what he brought out of the bullpen as well.
Yeah. Did I just delete a bunch of stuff out of my... Uh-oh. All right. Yep. Let's keep it going here. I know I had some... Oh, here's most pleasant surprise. Okay. All right, cool. Yep, we're going. Isaac Mattson getting a clean sweep right here. For me, though, I was torn initially between Spencer Horwitz and Braxton Ashcraft. And Ashcraft for me was a really pleasant surprise because his numbers in AAA even this year were not as good as his numbers in the major leagues. So when he got called up, I think there was a lot of me that wanted him to stay in the bullpen and just thought, I think this is another Majinski, like he's going to go to the bullpen and he's going to end up staying there. And he really proved me and probably a lot of other people wrong. That I think this guy is possibly, I mean, he's way higher at this point than what I would have put him. So for me, yeah, and OG says Ashcraft staying healthy was pleasant too. That's one of the reasons why I thought this guy's going to the bullpen, because he just isn't healthy all the time, and he did all of that. OG also says Jared Triolo for the second half. I like that. I like that. Canyon says Tommy Pham. Nothing pleasant there. Season's over, man. Gloves are off.
His gloves are always on.
His gloves are always off, actually. If you talk about hockey
Depends
gloves.
on what sport.
Yeah, if you talk about the hockey
boxing.
gloves. Yeah. All right, so how about this one's going to be a fun one. Most disappointing player. Last year, it was Sawinski and Henry Davis were picked for this one. With Bednar being mentioned in this, but overall, we went with Sawinski and Davis. I think
this one's going to be a clean sweep.
You think so? Okay. For me, well, I'll start then. For me, it's O'Neal Cruz. I think it's between him and Reynolds for me. They had separate paths when it was, Cruz was good early, and then Brian Reynolds kind of had like a little bit of a tick up late. But guys, this could be a big list though. I mean, I could say that Keller and Nicky G didn't take a step forward. I could say that Andrew Heaney wasn't a good pickup, and sometimes those lefties are. I could say that Thomas Harrington, who I had high hopes for, and I still like him, by the way. I still like Harrington, but his season was not good. So that could have been it. But for me, it's O'Neal Cruz and it's Reynolds.
Yeah, clean sweep.
Same thing. Okay.
Yeah,
Cheryl's got the same thing. Cruz and Reynolds. Jim's got Cruz. Most disappointing. I mean, it's all there. Miles, Martin, Reynolds close second for Jim. So yeah, I think there was a lot of guys though. That's the problem. It is that there's a lot of guys that we really could have went with, and not good.
I got to lean towards Cruz mostly because of power. Like, we're not a powerful team. We were expecting him to provide a lot of power for this offense.
Yeah.
And while he did provide the most, it was still 20, and that's just not good enough.
No, yeah. The post game for the Pirates today shared a stat that said that the Pirates 67.8% of the runs this season were without a home run. That's the highest percentage in Major League Baseball.
Insane.
So, all right, so let's lighten it up a little bit. Most improved player. Last year we went with Nick Gonzalez and Luis Ortiz on this one. RIP. Just baseball RIP.
Yeah.
He's not dead. He just will never play this game again. So most improved player.
Ashcraft.
Okay.
He really, like you said, his numbers in the minors weren't as good as they were in the majors. He just really, his number was called. He answered the phone. And he said, "I got this."
So I mean, kind of almost most improved within the year. He had a 5.40 ERA in AAA, was called up and then pitched to a 2.71.
And he was asked to pitch out of the bullpen. He was asked to start some games.
Right.
He never had a specific role, and still just came to the ballpark every day.
Yeah, the last two seasons he had ERAs of 2.39 and 2.84 in the minor leagues, but it came with, a a lot less innings than what he was able to put together this year. So, but I think even just saying like over the course of this year, I could see that being the case. I would say next year we need to give this to Henry Davis. Not this year. The defense definitely got better, but this is where I went Isaac Mattson. This is where I went to Isaac Mattson.
Yeah.
6.23 ERA and 21, ends up playing indie ball. The whole story, you guys have heard it a million times. Last year had a 5.06 ERA, and I mean, just in 7 games, but you know what I mean? It was just there. But for me, most improved, 2.45 ERA this year, 45 Ks to 19 walks in big moments. This is a guy who was in indie ball a couple years ago, and in big moments just was nails. And to me, and I know that that's the most surprising for a lot of guys. I mean, and so I had him here, which is probably why it was, you know, one or the other. But for me, most improved had to be Mattson, coming from
I like that call.
What he was to then this. Yeah, I'd be interested to see if anybody's got OG. Yeah, I mean, because there's not a lot of picks here, right, that you could even go with.
Yeah,
there's just not a lot of guys that you could see. Yeah, Jim says no one. I mean, I think not no. I mean, if nothing else, you could throw Mattson out there.
Yeah.
So.
And the pitching side in general didn't stink.
Right. Oh, there you go. OG says Justin Lawrence. That's not bad. A big injury. Or an injury kept him out most of the year, stuff like that. So yeah, I could see that. I think that halfway through the year, I think a lot of people would have wanted to say Bailey Falter.
Yeah. Here
you go. And then just fell off.
Fell apart.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, other than that, there's really not a candidate. So Joe. All right, so let's go to the next one, and this is basically the opposite of this. And we don't have a very good name for this. We just call it the dude who took a step back. Last year we said Sawinski and Bay. And basically have played their way out of situations here. What do you got for this year?
Yeah, so I started to put Sawinski again, just because I feel like he may have taken even another step back and maybe has stepped his time in Pittsburgh out. But I'm gonna not go that route. I'm gonna go with Joey Bart. I mean, the power just was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Had some nice runs of offense, but nothing like just singles, and you're clogging up the bases.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim's going Nikki G. Martin went Nikki G. Canyon says dudes. Miles said, let me get a lineup card. Yeah. Cruz and Bart for Cheryl. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is, and you have to. And here's what I'll say for a lot of these, and Bart could be a good call on this too. I still think that just because the power wasn't there, but there's it's not terrible. Like 357 on base ain't bad.
But he's not good at catching the ball either.
Right. And you're not just talking, at the plate, then you know what I mean? Cruz is interesting. When I think of this, and you and I talked about this, when I think of this, I think of like when you actually take a step back, it's not just had a down year. Like it's actually, I'm not sure he's going to work. You know what I mean? And so I do think that like Nikki G kind of falls in that category. Like you are questioning right now. Like, yes, this could just be a down year and he could bounce back and it'd be fine. But he was supposed to take a step forward and he didn't. Right. And Cruz, I hope not. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure this was a step back or if he just didn't get better and it caught up with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not sure yet. I know that the defense isn't really getting better at the rate that it should be.
Yeah.
So
like the play he got hurt on. I mean,
I don't even
6'7".
understand what
Just
you're
reach
doing.
up and catch the ball.
He didn't even have to. I felt like he got nervous and just tried to avoid hitting. He turned his back. The ball hit him in the arm. He would have caught the
Hit him in
ball.
there. Yeah. All he had to do is reach up and catch the ball. Like, and instead, he jumped into the wall.
And so here's what I'm saying, though. Like, going back, I mean, I played center field. Going back to the wall is tough, no matter what. And so if you're somebody who doesn't do that, I don't know. Like, that's going to be hard, and he's going to do it at the highest level. I don't want to give him a pass. He had a full season. He had a full off season. Like, how much work did you do in the off season to just, I mean, if that play against the wall was one play and there wasn't a ton of them, you give him a pass on it. But there's a ton of them.
He led our team in errors in center field.
I don't even know how it's possible. Well, most of them are ground balls. We already know he can't field a ground ball. Doesn't matter if he's in center or short. He can't field a ground ball. He's 6'7". Yeah. Jim says it was a gigantic step back. So, yeah, I mean, he stunk for a portion of the year, though. Like, you got to remember, which you don't have to, but you could remember that he was really good at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And so there was a portion of the season where he was really good. Miles says Kyle Nicholas. Yeah, that could be good too. I think it's another guy who's maybe just like everything's there.
Just needs to get his command out. When his command's on, he's good.
Yeah.
And when it's not, he falls apart with every other aspect as well.
Yeah. So for me, though, mine is Andy Rodriguez.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe you see like the approach I take to this, right? It is injury based, but I don't think I'm looking forward to this dude the same way again. Yeah. Like, can he catch if he can't throw? You know what I mean? Like, I can see O'Neal Cruz will be our center fielder next year.
Mm-hmm.
So Nick Gonzalez, I like that pick a lot because I don't know that he's going to be our second. Like, I feel like there's guys that could push him out of that. So I think
York made some great plays this last weekend.
Yeah, he also missed some. I really like Nick York. Yeah, I really like Nick York, but for me, but I'm not sure I like him as much. I'm not sure I like him as much as Nick Gonzalez yet. Yeah. And maybe if Nick Gonzalez continues to not get better, then yes, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Anyway, back to Andy. For me, like, I'm not counting on him. I'm not looking forward to him coming back. Like, he can change my mind by playing well, but like, it's not something that I'm thinking about. When I think of catcher for next year, I don't think of him. I think of Bart. I think of Davis. I think of Flores. Like, I'm just not, it's not even in consideration until even without the injuries, Jake, he hasn't yet hit either.
Yeah.
And so I just, for me, that's the arm being hurt. I don't know where you have a spot on a team. You could say first base when it's the only place you don't have to throw it. Well, I mean, we're covered. At least it feels like we are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just don't know how, I don't know how you bounce back from that. I don't know how you have any kind of status that makes me feel like you're an option anymore.
Yeah.
To me, that's the step back. That, you know what I mean? Cheryl, I do not think the home run derby messed up Cruz. I really don't. If anything, it should have been good for him. Because I think getting all the attention, being a dude for a minute, I think would have been good for him. But I don't know. So Canyon, it says he forgot about Endy. That's what I'm saying. OG, I think Endy's career is over. Here's the thing, OG. Would it surprise you if they move on this offseason? If they designate him for assignment?
Wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, I think it's in the cards.
Yeah.
So yeah. Miles says, I don't expect to see him again. And that's where I'm at. To me, that's where I'm at. All right. Where are we at now? All right, let's get into the good stuff here as we wrap it up. We're going to do a manager's grade. Last year, Derek Shelton got a D from both of us. And you even said, I'm being generous. This year we get to do 2 of these.
Yeah. And I don't have to be generous.
Let's start off with Derek Shelton. 1, 2, 3, F.
F.
Now the interesting one, and I do want to hear your take first on this one. Guys, just put DK and give me your grade. Regular grade. What do you give Don Kelly?
I'm gonna I struggled with this one a little bit. I started off with a B-,
Okay.
but I ended up changing it to a B. He obviously showed that the team would play just a little bit with more fire, more energy under Donnie Kelly. Still didn't have the weapons that he needed to successfully do some of the things. I think he had some strings tied to him that he had to do certain things a certain way. So I am going to be a little generous with Donnie Kelly. I like Donnie Kelly's mind. I like that he brings in another mind like Gene Lamont to help out. I like that he is not afraid to go defend his players. He does not care. I mean, he cares a lot by doing that. So
right.
But I like what I see from Donnie Kelly, and I think that he has earned another season to be to show that he was worthy of that B that I'm giving him. But I mean, it is a little generous because you still got to come out with a better record somehow. But I don't know.
Yeah, some interesting things out here. Obviously, everybody gets Fs and F. There's even an F- out there for Shelton. But mostly D+ from Jim. OG gave him a C from Cheryl and Martin. C- from Canyon and OG. Canyon says C-. You gave Shelton an F-, but then said he's the same as Shelton. So that's good. C+ from Miles. And Martin says Kelly needs to learn how to manage the bullpen that Gene Lamont actually hurt him. Probably in here. So I could see that. I mean, managing a bullpen, I don't know. I guess I think of like the old school portion of this. DK's a little bit old school in a lot of ways. Gene Lamont is going to be very old school. And I think we've learned how to manage bullpens a little better. And so I could see that. But I do like, I think there's a resurgence of old school guys coming back into being managers right now. I really do. And I think that because they're coming in, but also like working with the analytics teams and stuff like that, but they're still like, they understand baseball, you know what I mean? And I think there's a little bit more of that coming back in where like there's some baseball heads coming in and not just analytics guys. Which I would think Derek Shelton was the analytics guy. Like he was trusting the numbers and he would not waver off his game plan. You know what I mean? Where DK, a lot more willing to waver. How many times did Don Kelly go out to the mound and not take the pitcher out? Like that just doesn't happen.
Right.
A lot. It certainly didn't happen with Derek Shelton. He made up his mind. They were going to move when they were going to move, and that's it. But you could talk Kelly out of it, but it wasn't that the players had control. I mean, who was it just recently wanted to stay in the game and he was like, no, dude, this is it. And he was fired up. I don't remember who that was.
Was that Keller? Because Keller did not look happy about coming out of his last game.
I don't know. This was a guy, I mean, he was fired. Was it Majinski that did that? I don't think it was. I don't know. Either way, it might have even been Ashcraft. But he just wanted one more guy, and he was like, nah, that's it, man. And I don't like that fire's good, dude.
One more.
Oviedo's last start. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. For me, I'm going with a C+ as well. I think it's there. I thought at first I was going to go straight with a C. But I set my mind to say that like this can't be about wins and losses right now as far as this grade. It will be moving forward, just to clarify, because it matters. But I think that like you dug a hole at this point where, yes, you needed to win games, but you also had the same roster that can't win games. So a lot like what you said. Not only that, but late in the season, GMs are going to tell you got to play this guy here and that guy there, and that's all there is to say about it. They have to be able to evaluate players and see them. I can't understand still to this day why they weren't able to evaluate Leo Verpagero, even at a 3-homer day, and played like 5 games. You know what I mean? I don't understand that. But I think at that moment, at that point, you're saying like, well, Ben's kind of got a hold on this. He needs to see these guys, so they're going to step in front. And I think he's just done with Peggy, and that's it. So, so for me, when I thought about this, I really thought about whether or not I wanted to see him give it a shot in 2026. And so I think that's where I'm at. I'm at a C+, a C meaning like give or take. I don't know I don't care if he goes or stays, but I think there's a little bit there. Like I want to see him manage a team. You know what I mean? But overall, you still were a bad team. So I can't I have a hard time going all the way up to a B, because I feel like he would have had to finish with at least himself while he was the manager, finish 500. And then I would have been like, wow, he was 500 with this team. That's exactly what you needed to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fair.
All right. Ben Sherrington, last one. Where was that? It might have even went away because the chat. Yeah. Our chat only keeps so many. Let me look on here. I won't be able to share it, but Canyon said, since Ben Sherrington was hired by the Pirates after the 2019 season, every team in the NL Central has reached the postseason at least twice, except of course for the Pirates. And the Reds this was their second time, and their first time was 2020. The Marlins made the postseason in 2020, guys. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. There you go. Thanks. I'll put that back up. All right. So with that said, Ben Sherrington's 2020. Oh, I guess last year I said a D. You said a C-, and you gave him credit. Or not credit, but you gave him a little bit of a pass on like the players that weren't good when he acquired them. Like Brian De La Cruz was awful, and you know what I mean.
And he was having a decent season in Miami. So
right. So yeah, Jim, I know it still counts, but it's just a weird year. I just basically write that year off as if it didn't happen. Did they? They're so bad. Anyway.
Under Skip Schumacher.
All right. Here we go. Jim's got Ben Sherrington, F-. Or yeah, Jake?
I have one thing written down. I'm going to go ahead and change it a little bit.
Okay.
I thought that the moves he made this year were so bleh and meh. Like, I hated getting rid of Bednar, but Flores is showing that it might have been worth giving something up for. But I still can't take that pill swallowing for what he's done with him. But I did give him a bump up to what I'm going to give him as a D, because he did fire Derek Shelton finally. So he has to at least, barring what he's done prior to when he should have fired him in the offseason, he at least fired him when it was just atrocious. So I don't know. I'm going to give him a D.
Okay. Jim says losing this many games with the best pitcher in the world is absolutely terrible. And he
That's
also
fair.
does not like Flores. I don't know if bad is, I mean, he hits. I'm not sure how he fits.
Yeah.
But either way, Martin, the moves that he didn't make should have never signed him. But anyway.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
got basically a lot of Fs, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
He lost more games. Cheryl said, but Jake, it took him too long to fire him. It did. Yeah. I don't know. I think I won't give him a pass for that. It's fine that you do. I mean, that's why we all get a chance. Miles here throws a C out here. And he says, but
dang it, Bobby.
He made some improvements. Yeah, man, I don't know. He gets an F because he didn't resign in shame over the offseason. I think there's a little bit of truth to some of the comments that he's made about not being able to cross the finish line, which is our biggest criticism of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there are some truth in there. The problem is that if you even know why you can't get them there, then you have to offer them more money. Like you have to outprice them. I mean, I don't know. It's just terrible. So I am similar. Like I'm going D-, not F, but mine's really not a 2025 thing. It just the pitching staff. We saw in 2025 what he's done with all these guys coming up and pitching, and all of them look like they're going to be good. And I, like I said, I still believe in Harrington, and he didn't look like he was good this year. So I still think there's something there. There's just a lot of guys who have an option to be good. I still think he has to go. Like,
yeah.
But what he and his team have done with this pitching over the course of years, this is the first time that we've been able to say, like, okay, they've crossed the line to the major leagues and they're still good. We haven't seen that with hitters. Skeens is an anomaly. We can't. I don't have a problem giving development teams credit for people like that. Like he's credited the Pirates a lot, so I'm not going to take it away. But he was always going to be good.
Yeah.
So like I can't say, well, Skeens was that's a story. No, that's not. Yeah. But these other guys, Burrows and Ashcraft and even Majinski surprised, I think, a lot of us. I mean, there were moments where it's not good. I still like him most out of the bullpen, but either way, his numbers look good. And so like there's a lot of things there that I just think because we got to see the benefit of some things that have been happening, the only thing that I think he's done well is working as it goes into as they go into the major leagues. So I that's why it's a D-, but absolutely he needs to be fired. They need to go somewhere else. It needs to be somebody different. What's done is done, and you just try to keep as much of that pitching development in place as possible, and then, got to do what it is. Cheryl says, do you think Ben will be fired? I don't think he will be. I think he should be, but
dang it, Bobby.
For some reason, I think the 2027 possible lockout thing is going to change everything. And
yeah.
So I don't know, but Canyon makes a good point. Late October was when Neil Huntington was fired. So if you don't see it right away, it doesn't necessarily mean he's not going to get canned. I think the way, I'm guessing here, the way that Nutting does stuff every once in a while is he just waits till the end of the year and then starts to evaluate things at that point. So if it takes him the month of October to evaluate, then that's what he does. Yeah, Cheryl, he's signed through 2027. But I think a lot of us forget or didn't know is Neil Huntington also had 2 years left on his deal when he was fired as well. So it's not something that Bob Nutting won't do because of the money. Because Huntington also had 2 years left on his. So it's bad, dude.
Yeah,
like
it's bad.
This was a bad season. I agree with Martin here. Travis Williams needs to go too. It needs to be. That's for all that stuff we said we weren't going to talk about, right? That's why he needs to go.
Yeah,
because he's got nothing to do with baseball. And And sure, Travis has done some things around the ballpark to make it cool and fun and whatever and updated and all that stuff, but you can't botch that many things in a year and not have to pay for it.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
all right, man, this was fun. I mean, as fun as it can be when you're talking about a team that just lost 91 games.
Yeah.
Upsetting season overall. I mean, you're doing your review, right? Upsetting season overall. We've known now for 2-3 months that it was going to be this bad. And, you know, it's, even though it's not a surprise, it doesn't make it less upsetting. Like this team, as much as we want to look at the numbers, I still believe that this team should have won more games than this. We have a lot of guys taking steps back. We have a lot of guys that aren't playing to their ability. We have a lot of guys who could, if they were around better players, play better and be part of a winning team. I actually think that. But I think you're getting further and further away. I mean, if you want to go back, Jake, they cleared Ke'Bryan Hayes so that they could fill a position. I believe at this point they're going to fill it with Jared Triolo, which is the same player with a guy who is healthy. Like the thing is Key was never going to get better physically.
Yeah.
So at least Jared Triolo has the ability to improve where Key doesn't. Like he is who he is. He's going to be the best defender in baseball at any position, and he's not going to be able to hit for power.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky, you get 150 games like they just did out of him this year, Pirates and Reds. But even at the end of the year, like you're looking at a guy who's being taken out of games, not starting games because the back's hurting. Like you got to rely on that defense in the postseason, and he's essentially cooked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. Cheryl, I know that you used to be a Cubs fan. I think you've said that on here before or something, so I'll give you a pass. Nobody else is allowed to be a Cubs fan, though. I hate the Cubs. But anyway, yeah, for me, it's they got to get a shortstop. It can't be Trill is bad at short. Negative defensive run saved. It made a stupid error today that would have got him out of an inning. So it's just bad there, but left field, shortstop, unfortunately that's your upgrades. It's probably not enough, Jake.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you've got to get guys doing more. I don't know.
You got to insert some energy into this roster. Period.
Yeah.
Electricity.
Do you think Kutch is done here?
I don't know. It's so I don't want to weigh in on it. I'm not answering that because there's so much unknown there. I think he wants to come back, but I think he only wants to come back if they're actually going to compete. The dude deserves a chance to go somewhere and play to win. But I think if he wants to come back, he's coming back. If he doesn't want to come back, he won't come back. It's completely up to him.
How do you you feel okay? Like, is it Pirates or retire? Do you feel like he's going to go somewhere? And where are you at on that? I know he already didn't play his whole career with the Pirates. So
yeah,
but do you want him to finish here?
I do. And I want him to play one more year here because he's growing his dreads back.
So that's the thing is if he goes somewhere else, he's not finishing his career here because next year has to be it for him.
He'll do if he does do that, he'll probably sign a one-day deal like Rizzo did.
Yeah,
to retire a Pirate.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like Marc-Andre Fleury did with the Penguins.
Yeah. Martin says he thinks Kutch is done. So I don't know, man. I think there's a path for this team. I don't know that they're going to do what it's going to take. We're going to be here all off season. We're going to talk about it all, but it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing here. Miles says to all of us, thank you for keeping Pirates baseball worthwhile focus. Season was unpleasant. Sunday nights kept us all reasonably sane. Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's Miles also says 4 to 5 position player replacement to be enough. I would think that if I didn't believe that Brian Reynolds could still be a good player, O'Neal Cruz can still be a good player. I think that Nick Gonzalez could be league average. Spencer Horwitz could be, a little above league average. The problem is you can't go out and get Tommy Scam to play left field. Like, you have to go out and get a real legit impact player to play left field. You have to.
Yep.
And whatever works. I understand all the craziness that goes into the scope of where baseball is. Like, it's difficult for teams like this to compete unless you call them up. I mean, the Brewers are doing what they're doing mostly because of the young talent that they've called up is all clicking.
Yeah.
They do things right. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. It is. I still think there's a path. The pitching is so good that if they could just be a league average offense, just add some home runs to left field. Shortstop's the toughest thing, I think, because I just don't know where you're going to get it.
Yeah.
So, you got anything else just to kind of recap the season or anything?
Not really to recap the season. I'm ready to get over it and get on to the next one. But, let's go Boston.
Boston, your team?
Yeah.
Is that the team you want to win, or is that the team that you think's going to win?
Team I want to win. It's my buddy's team.
Okay. Seattle, Milwaukee, I think would be a good World Series. They've never been to the World Series.
Yeah.
Like, haven't even been there. So for me, I think that'd be good for the game to see some new teams show up there. I'm not sure they will, but I think that would be ideal. Cleveland's never won it, or not never won it. Cleveland hasn't won it in a long time, so they would be on the list there. Blue Jays would probably be fun. Blue Jays would be interesting because they're not just hitting a bunch of homers. Like, they can hit them, but like they're hitting for average. They're not striking out kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's pretty interesting. Yeah, I don't know. As far as this show, we got some Go Mariners. We got some Go Blue Jays. Couple Kutch comments here. Kutch will like ABS. Only if there's a new GM offering the contract to him. I think so. I think you're right, OG. I think there's a big thing there. And you know what? Kutch has pull. So if that, counts for anything, that'd be good. Miles says if Boston wins it, it makes those guys we covet even more attainable. Or unattainable. I was like, okay. I don't know. You're right, though. You're right. That would be hard because then they have enough pitching.
Yeah.
Martin says, my season is over. It's not baseball if it's not Pirates baseball. Okay. I definitely will be watching. I had my screen here today. I had 6 baseball games on my computer screen, top screen, and then of course the Pirates on TV, on the big screen. Just watching all the games that mattered today. Yeah, I can't get enough of it. I'll watch all of them.
I'll watch as much as I can.
Yeah. I don't work nights, so anyway, show updates for this show. We're gonna keep doing these on Sunday nights all off season. We're not gonna stop. So 9 p.m. here on YouTube for the live show. I will not be doing daily shows, though. I won't be doing daily. Kudos to those guys who do dailies in the off season, but it won't be me. However, I'm going to stick to Wednesday, Friday for for what was the dailies, I'll stick to Wednesday, Friday. So you just missed 2 of the 5. This is our Monday morning show for the audio listeners. So still Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's the plan. Try to get stuff out there. Get on YouTube. There'll be a couple opportunities to do some YouTube specific live streams this off season. We've done a couple in the past. We'd like to do more of those, no matter what they look like. If you're normally an audio listener and you're listening to this, that's awesome. Keep doing that, but also go subscribe on YouTube because the live streams, they don't make the podcast feed. They are specific for live stream videos for different things. And so that's it. So that's all I have, man. It's over. The season's over. Every season comes to an end, and I hate every one of them. Even when it's bad, I just hate it. You know?
Yeah.
I'm certainly a baseball head. Have not watched more than, I think, 2 quarters of NFL football to this point. And I think I've watched 1 game of college football so far. So that's where I'm at. I haven't flipped the switch yet. I'm not into football yet. Ethan, I know Ethan's in here. I know he's all over off season.
Yeah.
Loves that stuff. So, yeah. Miles asked, will you go live if a big moment happens in the off season, like a change in GM? I don't know yet. I'm not really sure yet. I don't typically have the ability to just drop everything and go live. But I think it'll be okay. I mean, I'm sure Locked On's daily still for at least most of it. NS9 always is popping in with the in the moment like immediate stuff. But who knows? I might try to pop in some things here and there for different things. Maybe if it's big enough, but that's why I feel like Monday, Wednesday, Friday for show releases is probably good enough to try to get all my thoughts out there. So I think that's where I'm at there. Cheryl says, yeah, but you live in Ohio. No good football there. For those of you on audio, he just signed the OHIO. So that's, yeah.
It's college for Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Well, either way, for me, football is just keeping me busy when there's no baseball. I like it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I do like it. It's just, I'm a baseball guy. I got to figure out how to play like a baseball video game or something in the off season just to get it. I have Super Mega Baseball. Anybody ever played Super Mega Baseball? That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I know Jim's tried to talk me into Out of the Park before, but I don't know. So anyway, that's it. Let's play some music. Unfortunately, the last sign off of the off season.
Dang it, Bobby.
I'm bummed out. I'm
Dang
bummed
it,
out.
Bobby.
I'm bummed out. I'm bummed out. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy. Let's go Bucks.
Let's go Bucks.
Thanks for listening to my dad and Uncle Jake on the Bridge to Buctober podcast. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Bridge2Buctober. Don't forget to subscribe so you know when new episodes are released. Clear the deck, cannonball coming, and let's go Bucks!